Hi there, it's Jonathan here. This is 3420. We're reading the Book of Deuteronomy in 20 days. Chapters 10 and 11 today. Moses continues to retell the history of Israel since Mount Sinai, and here in chapter 10 reminds the people of the two new tablets provided by the Lord. Remember, these two tablets are not two in number because there were 5 laws on each tablet. As was customary in ancient treaties, each party had their own copy of the covenant, one for the Lord and one for the people. Hence 2 tablets, both kept in the Ark of the Covenant. Chapter 10 verse 11 gives us echoes of the great go from the Lord spoken to Abram way back in Genesis 12:1. Moses recalls being told to get going by the Lord himself out from Sinai. Whenever we step out into our calling from the Lord, there is typically a go involved. So are you about to go or already going? 10:12 takes us into a lengthy unpacking of the requirements of the people before their God. A keen student of theology will pick up recurring words such as fear the Lord, walk in obedience, and love and serve the Lord with your whole heart and soul. This is in essence what God is asking of his people. Moses explains, verse 14, the Lord is the creator of all things, and yet he chose Israel to be his special people. The theology of election is seen here yet again. The people are reminded that they are specially loved by their God. Part of fearing and loving and serving the Lord is loving the needy. Verse 17 and following. In representing Yahweh, Israel is to care for the vulnerable, defending the fatherless, the widow, and the foreigner. Of course, this is held in tension with, as we have seen from previous readings, whether said widow is part of a nation who are under the judgment of God. This can continue to be a tricky truth to get our heads around. Chapter 11, whilst explaining more of the history of the past 40 years, also moves towards a teaching on blessings and curses. This is interesting because 11:13 and following says that obedience will result in favourable weather and favourable crop harvests. Consequently, the bounty of the land will be connected to the obedience of the people. In contrast, disobedience will invoke a curse on the land, resulting in less rain and lower yield of produce. Israel are to teach all of these truths to each successive generation. 11:26 states it very clearly. See, I am setting before you today a blessing and a curse. Blessings for obedience and curses for disobedience. The unconditional love of God accessed through a very much conditional filter. You'll notice throughout Deuteronomy the big ideas are election or chosenness, undeserving grace, love from God, as well as the requirements of love to God, obedience to his commands, and devotion to his glory from the heart. All of these requirements are wrapped up in the triangle of God, Israel, and land. Enjoy God's word.